Hey guys, how we doing? If you can let me know in the chat if you can hear me clearly and if you can see me clearly, that would be excellent. Ah, brilliant. So here we are. Welcome to the live, everyone. So this is, I saw a couple of you in the chat and I'm going to read through that in a minute. This is my first proper YouTube live. I usually do them on TikTok. They're normally me just holding a phone, recording stuff. I'm trying to keep it a little bit more polished here. I'm trying to give you guys as much insight as I can. So hopefully you can all clearly see me and hopefully you are all good to go. I'm just going to quickly read through the chat to say hello to you guys very quickly. So Gambo, Gail, Jay, Abby, Intrex Custom, Gadget, Justin, Wayne, Richard, Handstrat, Caroline, Diamond State Precision. There's loads of you here. Welcome, guys. I'm going to do my best to look at that as we go. We'll see how we get on. But let me switch you to the screen, all right? I am presenting you the beautiful xTool Studio screen here. I will go back to me, actually, because I want to just do a bit of housekeeping first before we get started. So in this live, what can you expect today? You can expect a prize giving. I've got 4 prizes. They are free vouchers, so they're £100 or $100 or 100 of your equivalent currency, wherever you are. We've also got the RA free, which is probably the reason most of you are here. You might have seen me use it in some of my videos. It's a really good rotary tool. I love it. I love using it. So we've got one of those to give away. And those prizes are global, so wherever you are, if you enter, you can win. The way it's going to work is I have got something called, and I'll show you right now. So just for complete transparency for you guys, I'm using something called Nightbot, as you can see right there. And the way this works is I'm going to ask you to write something in the chat. And then if you do it, it should log you as an entrant. And then you're in the competition to win it. And you need to be live when it announces the winner to actually win the prize. And I'm going to ask for your kind of feedback when you do win it. But that is how we go, okay? Hopefully that's nice and clear to you. So that's enough of the boring stuff, all right? Let's get down to the good stuff. So back onto the xTool Studio screen. So I've got a couple of things. Let me just switch you over now to... I'm going to switch you over to my live camera. See, I really jazzed this up for you guys. Hopefully you appreciate I've put in some hard work to get this looking good. So you guys might recognize this. If you've actually been on my lives before, it's something that you might see and you might see familiar. So we've got the xTool F1 Ultra today. We have got the F2 right here. There is my F1 down there, looking sad in his little shelf over there. But it's going all right. And then finally, we have got our goodie box. I love having these. I always include them. I always make sure we've got random. So we've got rusty tools, we've got metal, we've got slate, we've got wood, we've got leather. We've got a can of Pepsi Max. We'll be doing this later as well. So as you can see, we've got some fun things to go through. We're going to be going through the full setup and we're going to be doing it. So let me get this camera set up. The first thing we will be doing is a business card because I love doing them. They are always a fun one to start with. Let me get this camera set up and I'll switch it back over. So here we go. You've got me on the screen in front of you. I'm back. And we are going to switch off of that and we're going to go into xTool Studio. I'm going to try my best to read this text as I go, but it's actually quite hard to do both at once, I won't lie. If you've joined, though, thank you so much, guys. I don't know how many people are in here at the moment, but I really appreciate it. So anyway, the first thing we want to do is we're going to click our camera icon and we are going to have our card. I'm not going to worry about straightening up. So we're going to start off doing an image on a business card. And what I will say, by the way, is the first prize, I'm going to announce the first prize in about 5 or 10 minutes. And then we're going to get on and we're going to see if it works. Hopefully it works, okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to go onto the internet. I've got Google lined up. And we're going to find an image. And what I normally like to do is get you guys to help me pick what I'm doing. In this case, though, I am just going to pick something. And I'm going to go with anyone in the US. I don't know if you've heard of Mr. Bean. He is he's a British kind of comedian / funny guy. Rowan Atkinson, you must know him. we're going to get a picture of him and we're going to engrave that onto a business card to start off with. And what I always look for is like a nice crisp image. And if I can, I like to start it black and white. And I think this is a good one to start with, to be honest with you. Let's go with that. So I'm going to save my image. It's going to be, we need it as a JPEG file. So that hasn't come in as a JPEG file. But what I'm going to show you, I use something called Adobe Express to remove the background, just so you guys know. So that's what, if you see me open something and I'm removing a background, that's what it is. So I'll click that. I'll see if I can see that image that it's got. I can, and the reason for that is because it isn't a JPEG. It is actually a, 1 second, guys. I'm going to open this with Paint, and I'm going to save it as a JPEG. So that's if you ever download an image and it's not a JPEG or a PNG, this is a nice little trick to do that. And there you go. So now it should show up if I go into downloads. This is going well, isn't it? Canada loves Mr. Bean. Oh, I love it. I'm happy to see that, to be honest with you. I didn't know how popular he was. I'm going to just put him in there again. Downloads. Where did I save it? So let me just save this as save as PNG. I'll do it in the download folder. There we go. Now we're going to remove the background. There you go. So you put it into here and Retro. See, I told you I'd figure you out, Neil. Retro City 84. There you are, mate. Good to see you, Neil. How you doing, mate? So there you go. We've got our downloaded picture of Mr. Bean and we have removed the background. The reason I always mention removing the background is because you don't want to pollute the picture with the surroundings. You want it to look nice and clean. And there you go. So we've got our picture of Mr. Bean. We're going to be engraving on a business card. So on a dark surface, you always want to invert your image, okay? So let's select our material first. I actually have, as you guys know if you've seen my video, I actually have a setting for this already. So you could just go in and select metal business cards like that. It recognizes it and it's put it in there. But as you can see, we are doing it our way, and I have got settings already. So we're going to be using infrared, 82 dot duration, 95 power, 495 DPI. And I'm just going to edit the image by clicking edit up here. We're going to go to adjustments and we are going to invert that image. And actually what we'll do is we'll do the auto adjust, because that seems to be working really well these days. And there you go. There is our picture of Mr. Bean. So before I do this, guys, I'm going to look to the chat. And if there's anything you guys want to know about, please ask me the question now, and then we'll move on. What I'll do is I'll get it set up onto the F2, and then when it's engraving, I'll come and answer the questions. So I'm going to click the frame button here, and once I've done that, I'll switch you over to the actual picture, and hopefully you can see that engraving box. Right there. So I'm just going to zoom in so you get a nice, good picture of this. Try and get it in there as much as I can. There we go. So I will say I'm going to keep the lid up, but I have got my extraction on and I've got my glasses on, okay? Best way to do, so I'm going to click process. This should be a nice quick one, 3 minutes. We're going to kick it off on the machine. And then whilst it's doing that, I'm going to start answering your questions. So there you go, we're off. And it should look good. So, what's your favorite dinosaur? Definitely Tyrannosaurus Rex there. My family are really good, thank you very much, Ruben. So, yeah, auto adjust, really good in Trexin. Yeah, so works brilliant on black gloss card. Does auto adjust change the image to the best possible setting? It does. I have a feeling auto adjust is specific to the material that's set, which is really good. Yeah, so the auto adjust works really well, and I'm a big fan of it, to be honest with you. Someone mentioned what's the technique for portraits on slate? It's almost identical, to be honest with you, just different settings. Yeah, so RF 1987. I use Adobe Express to remove the background, and it is a free, you can just use the background remover and it is free. So whilst this is taking place, guys, I'm going to try and do the first giveaway, okay, for the £100 voucher, or the 100 of the currency. And I want you guys, so if you want to win it, you need to type in the chat box, card 1, no spaces, CARD 1. I'll type it. You have to type that if you want to win this first prize, okay? So type it in the chat. Hopefully our prize bot should automatically start logging it in there, and we will see what happens. Oh, it's working, guys. It's adding you all in there automatically. I will quickly switch to the screen so you can see. So you'll see it's starting to auto-populate people in there. And then once I declare it done, I'm going to click choose a winner, and it will randomly choose a winner, okay? So it's fair, it's good. There's no preferential treatment on this. This should be nice and smooth, okay? So let's go back to our setting on our cards. And what I will say to you guys, if you're in the UK and you want to buy an xTool machine, there is a Boxing Day sale at the moment. And if you look in the description, I've got exclusive discount codes that will get you more money off the actual sale price, which is really, really good if you're looking to win something or you're looking to buy something cheap. I really recommend it. So we've got 51 entrants at the moment. So I forgot to say, you can only enter once, guys, okay? You can only enter once. I should have mentioned that. So this is looking really good, by the way. I'm impressed. So we have 52 entrants. And I want to say at this point as well, if you have won, if you're the winner, what I'd like you to do, in the description of this video, there is an email address, info@l3daccessories.com. I want you to email me your username from YouTube, and yeah, just email me, and then I'll know who to get the actual prize sent out to. So there you go. So we've finished our engraving. I'll give you guys a little peek of it. This thing looks brilliant, by the way. Let me just give you a little show of it. So bearing in mind, this wasn't even a high definition image. It was just a standard image there, and it's come out really nice. So I recommend you using those settings, and I definitely recommend you having a go yourself, guys. So there is our first engraving. The next one we are going to move on to is our wooden log on the xTool F1 Ultra, okay? That is our next one, and then after that, I'm going to let you guys start choosing, and we are going to go. So I'll put the camera over here just so you can see. So we're in a good position to go with this one. And there we go. I'm glad you guys think it looks good, by the way. Right, I am going to end. If you haven't entered the competition, so there we go. We're on the screen, okay? You guys are looking. So if you haven't entered the competition, now is the time to enter, okay? Because I'm going to close it at 16 minutes past 8. Well, in 2 minutes, basically. How do you match angle of the photo to the angle of object without just eyeballing? I'm not too sure I understand the question there. So how do you match the angle of the photo to the... Oh, okay. So with that, I do the framing box, if I show you quickly. So when you frame it, in this bottom right, if you look here, click outline or rectangle and increase your light power. Then you'll get your framing box, and when it's framing, I then adjust the image after it, okay? Not the image, I then adjust the item, the card or whatever it is. That's what I recommend there. That's what you should do in that case, okay? Frame it. So get your design ready, frame it, and then move your item, and you're good to go then, okay? And we're close to finishing this first competition. I love the fact it's working. So 55 entries, really happy with that. We're gonna end this very soon, and then we're gonna move on to the next one. What's your favorite materials and projects to do? I have to say, I love those business cards. I love these wooden logs that we're going to do next as well. These ones right here. I love doing those. Anything with wood's good because, like you guys probably see, I love to score the design after. See how the logs go. As I got gifted some these a while ago, I do not know what to do with them. Yeah, well, we'll go through it next, mate. So you're all good there. So we're close now, guys. We're going to do this first draw in a second. I hope you guys are ready to see who the winner is. for those with a 3D printer, could you link the add-ons if they're not Etsy stuff? So anything you see me using, by the way, it's on my website. And I love 3D printing, by the way. I've got 5 of them to my left. You probably can't see them, but here we go. So, right, we're going to choose a winner, guys. I'm going to choose a winner. We're going to see who wins. 3, 2, 1. Our winner is Aussie4Stroker 82. Are you there in the chat? If you answer, you have won yourself a £100 or 100 Australian equivalent currency. Let's see if Aussie4Stroker. Otherwise, we'll re-roll it until we've got someone that is actually here. And I'll have a drink whilst I'm waiting. Here we go. I'm just looking to see. Ollie Murs, close, but it's not quite Aussie4Strokers. So I'm going to give you a little bit of time to say, on anyone who wins, by the way, I'm going to give you 1 minute 30 seconds to respond. Otherwise, we're going to have to re-roll the winner. Yeah, he's probably gone. So we're going to re-roll it, guys. That's the rule. 1 minute 30, we're going to do it, because otherwise it's not fair. You guys, you've got to be around. You guys that are around, it's worth doing it. And I might reduce the time to 1 minute on the next ones, just so you guys aren't waiting too long, okay? 10, 9, 8, 7. Yeah, there we go. So, sorry, Aussie. We're going to move on, mate. You've missed a chance there. We're going to re-roll the winner. Ollie Murs. Well done. I know. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Okay, that is bad timing, all right? Aussie, I'll tell you what I'm going to do here, guys. I'm going to give Aussie the first prize, and I am going to give Ollie Murs the second voucher, okay? Because I did just re-roll it, and ultimately, at the end of the day, it's not fair to do that. So, Ollie Murs and Aussie, both of you send me an email with your details, and we will get them out to you, okay? So let's go. Let's close that down. We're going to move on. We are going to get doing the next thing, because at the end of the day, we're here to learn. We're here to have fun. And we're going to move on from Mr. Bean. So we are now using the xTool F1. Yep, Aussie4Stroker. Make sure you send me an email, please, mate. And so I don't know if you guys know this, by the way, but you can actually have the F2 and another machine connected at the same time. All you have to do is open another tab and connect to your machine. So we've got the F2, the F1 Ultra set up there. So let's go. Let's get our image, our picture of our log. And we will have a look. Ah, thank you very much. Yep. I'm guessing there is a bit of a delay here. So I need to obviously keep aware of that and let you guys know, because ultimately it's hard to manage that, because I think there is a bit of a delay. So here we go. Here's our log. We're going to put a vector image onto this. So I like to use a website called Creative Fabrica, and I am just going to go for a lion SVG. I'm going to put in an SVG here, and we're going to scroll through, and I'm just going to find a really cool image to put on here, okay, just for you guys right now. And I think that one there is a nice one. So I'm going to download it. We are going to click download. We are going to get our SVG file. So an SVG file is ideally what you want to be using, because the settings are much easier to control. So let me do this. I'm going to import our vector image right here and scale it down. I don't know about you guys. You'll have to let me know in the chat. When you first take a picture on the F1 Ultra, is it dark and then is it light again after that? The chat admin is about 30 seconds faster than you, Chris. Okay, that's good to know, that is. Okay, there we go. So we've got our vector image here, okay? For this particular one, I am actually going to use the material library. So if you look at the material library up here, you will see we've got loads of things. We're going to select wood, and I'm pretty sure pine wood is one of the ones in there. So we're going to actually do that, okay? And I'm going to click apply. Oh, the winner came up. The winner came up in the chat before you announced it. Yeah, see, You can tell this is my first live. You can tell I'm freestyling it because, yeah, these things are obviously misaligned. So let's click on one-click set, and I like to, with these logs, I like to really burn them. I like to get a nice deep engraving. So we're going to actually go for 90 power, and I'm going to go for 280 speed. I'm also going to up it to 140 lines per centimeter. Anyone who knows me knows that most things I engrave tend to burn because I like a dark engraving. So it's as simple as that. Look, that's as easy as that. We're now going to frame our item, and I'm going to switch it over to the actual item over here. And what I will say is I need to select outline framing for this. So here we go. I'm just getting this looking at it. So you can see, if I turn the light away, you can see at the moment, there is a framing around the outside of it, which is what we want to see there. And this one, Aussie 4-stroker, I'm glad you got in, mate. But like I said, the first 2 cards, we'll give those away. And yeah, regarding Creative Fabrica, I've heard a few people mention that even though it says all the designs are commercial, it's not necessarily the case. So I guess you have to approach those with caution. I don't sell these things, so ultimately, I'm not too concerned. I'm going to up the speed to 380, just so that it doesn't take too long. This is a 5-minute engraving, so this is going to give me a chance to actually chat to you guys. So there you go, we're good to go. I'm going to press the button and we're good. 3, 2, 1, go. So we are engraving on a log at the moment, and I'm going to catch up through the chat now, see what I've missed. Yeah, that's good. Thank you for letting me know that, guys. I didn't really. I guess chatbot or whatever it's called announces the winner, doesn't it? So we will do the second prize, technically the third. We will give out the third gift card in approximately 10 to 15 minutes, okay? Just to let you guys know that. The Bocalarian. Bought the xTool F2 as my first laser, thanks to your videos. Oh, that's brilliant, mate. Thank you very much. Would you recommend an inline fan that goes out the window or the desktop purifier? I've got the desktop purifier. I've got the AP2 as well, and I've never really done it out the window because in the UK, our windows open outwards from the middle. So it's not very safe, and it's always raining. So for me personally, indoors, that is what worked the best. That being said, if you've got a good window system and you can put some kind of like window blank in there, that, you know, the inline fan will be absolutely fine. Chris, your codes will not work in the sale items for the UK. They say you cannot use 2 codes. So Just Opera, I tried one earlier and it did work on the UK website. So I don't know, maybe if you have to get to the checkout area and put it in there and it might overwrite the existing sale, or you might have to close off the existing sale. Yeah, Sean Farley. This is my XL self-centering jig, this one. Does this machine have smart mode? Mr. James J, it does. And to be honest with you, I wish I set it to smart mode because it probably would have been a lot quicker. Abby's Attic Creations, thank you very much. Anyone who, by the way, give Abby's Attic Creation a subscribe if you love a bit of laser content. Abby, or Beth it is. Beth is always making brilliant tutorials for you guys. So let me know in the chat, guys, what do you want to know? Any questions about the F1, the F2, the F1 Ultra, xTool Studio? I will do my best to answer them. But I will say I am not an expert. I'm just someone who knows a bit. So AC2935, the air purifier, the F1 and the F2 air purifier, it doesn't remove all smells. You can still smell like the wood and that. And it does a good job, but I'd say it only eliminates 80% of the smell. The AP2, I never smell anything when I'm using it. Yeah, so smart mode is one of those things, isn't it? It depends on the type of engraving and what it looks like. Ollie Mers, it didn't work either. So anyone who is trying to use a code and it's not working, if you can just send me an email or just put, I'll try and remember you because we'll try and get it sorted out. I know someone from xTool is watching the live, so have you got, I mean, what code are you putting in? Are you putting in the codes in the chat below? So like L3D 140, L3D 360, L3D 510, and L3D 1210? They are the codes. Beth, I didn't compound it, but it looks like it's doing all right, to be honest with you. Have you ever stunk the whole house out with experimenting? All the time. When I engraved a potato, that stunk. When I engraved an egg, that stunk. So Fontella, you should get it out and have a go. Honestly, I mean, hopefully you'll learn something watching this live. I promise you, it's such an easy machine to get used to. It's not an easy machine to use, but it's an easy machine to get used to. And there's so much, the best thing about xTool lasers, and I'm not just saying this because this is an xTool live, I love the community of xTool lasers, and it's the community that makes it so valuable, in my opinion. I've used so many other lasers. All you have to do is check out my channel. And by the way, subscribe to my channel, guys, if you haven't. But I've used so many others, and the communities are so small and fractured. The xTool community is so helpful. I absolutely love it. So I'm going to be doing a glass video soon as well. Right then, so this is almost done. And I'm going to move, if you're a beginner and you haven't seen my previous videos, all right, I'm going to show you an amazing tip now. So let's take a look at this first. I'm not going to move the design, but as you can see, it looks good. It looks good, but we can make it pop, all right? We are going to score a line around the outside of this. And this is now the part where I need to show you how to do this. So keep paying attention. Do not move your image, okay? Leave it where it is. That's really key. And then just click it gently. Sometimes you click it and they move a little bit. So just try not to move it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do absolutely nothing to the design. And we're going to go over here and click score. As simple as that. It's going to change it to an outline then. And we can then do a one-click set. I'm going to do a nice dark score here because I love it. I love how like dark it looks. And I will say this is really, really therapeutic to watch as well, okay? So yeah, you're going to enjoy it. So there you go. We've literally got 100 power, 40 speed. It could char a bit. I don't really care if it does. I just want it to look nice. And there we go. So we're going to process it through. You don't need to frame it. You don't need to do any of that because it's in exactly the same place. The fact it's going to take 1 minute 15 tells me it might be a little bit too slow there. Let's speed it up, whack up that speed by a whole 20 millimeters a second. There we go. So I'm going to click start. We're going to go back over to it. And you are going to see this laser now just travel around it. And it looks brilliant. And hopefully, if we get the settings right, it should look brilliant. So here we go in 3, 2, 1, off we go. There you go. Look at that. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but every time I do this, it just blows me away. And it just helps bring an image to life and really, really make it look premium. Because sometimes on wood, especially bamboo or pine, it can look a bit faded. And this is what you need to do to really change it. Let me know in the comments what you think about that, guys. Colin, I'm really, really glad you did it. And I appreciate the feedback, guys. So what I will say is I am a work in progress, okay? If there's anywhere I can improve, I will always try and improve. But yeah, you know, I'll make mistakes. I make a lot of mistakes like everyone. So you'll probably see that. This is one of my favorite tricks, by the way. Honestly, it just blows me away. So there you go. Look at that now. That has given us a nice outline. I'll try and get the light back on it now. There we go. I'll turn the extraction fan off a minute. So there you go. Here we have our lion, and it's looking absolutely majestic and cool as hell. And you can do so much with those. So that was just using the standard xTool library settings there. And it looks brilliant. So for anyone who might have tuned in late, we started off doing a business card image on the F2. We've just done a lion on the F1 Ultra, and as you can see, they look brilliant. So really, really happy with those. Now we move on to impromptu. We're freestyling it now, guys, okay? We are about to freestyle this. I'm going to let you guys, I'm going to try and read the comments and see what the general census is for the next thing you want me to engrave. Look, I can do rust, I can do leather, metal, wood, slate. Just let me know in the chat, guys. Let me know in the chat and I'll try and pick one of them. And I am going to leave it looking at that stuff just for a bit so you can get a good idea. So someone said slate. Slate. A couple of slates now. You guys are really putting me on the spot, aren't you? If we do slate, I'm going to do it on the F2, okay? Because I really like doing it on that. Do you ever do live events in the UK? Be great to get some hands-on experience. I haven't really done any, to be honest with you. I mean, I guess I do this like as a hobby, you could say. I have a full-time job. I've got 2 really young children, so I don't have all the time in the world to do all those extra things. But yeah, I try to. We're definitely going to do rust as well, Hell's Bells, I promise you. Okay, so we're going to go with slate, guys. I think that's what we're going to do first. So the time is 8:32. I am going to start the next prize draw for the third £100 card at approximately in 8 minutes time. Okay, after we do this next engraving on the slate, we will do it. Okay, so we'll do the slate and then we'll do it. So I probably won't do deep engraving on the slate purely because we just don't have the time. It just takes that little bit of extra time. So there we go. I'll see if this fits in here. It should do. I am gonna, and I'll do a shameless plug. If anyone is interested in digital download files to 3D print their own or actual made jigs, check out the website in the description. I do make and sell them, but that's not what I'm here to do. I just wanted to inform you guys just in case you are curious. So we have our slate. I have used, if I can show you, the knob on the side here to focus it. I always, to be honest with you, even though xTool Studio has autofocus, I always like to manually focus it. And we're just making sure those 2 dots come together and then we're good. Right, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to put an image onto this slate. So I'm going to put the camera back over to me. You can see my beautiful face again. Said no and ever. Yeah, we can remove rust, and we're going to do one in a minute because I love rust removal. That's my second favorite thing to do. I'm going to switch back over to the F2, and I am going to update the camera to show it. There you go. I got that pretty straight as well. I'm happy with that. So, right, I need you guys to be quick, all right? Name me someone, a celebrity, an item, something, a picture to engrave onto this slate. Write it in the chat. I'll try and pick something. We'll find it on Google. We'll put it in. We'll do the whole process, and then we will engrave it, okay? And we will see what happens. And I'd like some jigs, but I'll have to save up a bit more for them. Yeah, so I like I said, I do the digital download. I don't know if you've got a 3D printer or not, but yeah. Samoyed, Ozzy Osbourne, Ozzy, Hulk Hogan, Judi Dench. I like the Ozzy Osbourne suggestion. I'm not going to lie. There is a good one right there. Anthony Joshua, that's a good shout. Rocky. All right, I'm going to pick one now. So 2 people have said Hulk Hogan. So I'm going with Hulk Hogan, okay? I like the Ozzy Osbourne suggestion, but I'm going with Hulk Hogan. If I can find a high definition picture of him, that is. HD, black. Actually, to be honest, it doesn't have to be black and white. I'm going to go for a color image this time, just so that I can show you guys how to make a colored image black and white in xTool Studio. And we will go for one like, by the way, I don't actually know who Honey Singh is. I've got no idea. Oh, that's a cool image. That'd be a good one, wouldn't it? It's not quite old school Hulk, but it would look good. Now we're going with this one, if it loads. We want a high definition picture of Hulk Hogan. Maybe we can remove the background from that one. That's a nice image right there. You guys still hear me okay? Someone said they can't hear the sound, so if you guys could just let me know if you can hear me, just so I get a good idea of it, that'd be brilliant. please. So I am going to find Hulk Hogan, remove the background. There you go. It's kind of done a good job. We're going to download that. We're going to go back into xTool Studio. I'm glad you guys can hear me. Brilliant. So we're going to put our image in. Like I said, with Slate especially, I always recommend removing the background. The background is just going to pollute the picture and make it look really washed out. Not always the greatest thing, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to edit, but I'm not going to do his full body here. We're going to mask the image first. So I'm going to draw a rectangle, and I'm going to select the rectangle vector tool. I'm going to hold shift, drag a box down, and it's going to keep the aspect ratio square, which is what we want here. Ultimately, we want it to be square because we've got a square coaster. And I'm just probably going to do it about there. Then I'm going to drag a box around both items, right click, and then create mask. And what you should see is it will actually remove the bottom part. And now I can make this bigger and fill the whole slate out. Well, not all of it. I can fill most of it. And I'll put some text on this as well. And we'll put that there. Right, so let me show you how I can make this black and white, okay? But first of all, actually, I'm going to change my material first. And I do, once again, have some settings I have already nailed somewhere. Slate, there we go. I've got slate settings, okay? And I've got different ones. I think we're going to go with that. That should be okay. And let me just check it. Yep, we're going to go with those settings. We'll see how it comes out. So I could have, to be honest, ACK 2935, I probably could have just cropped it, to be honest with you. However, I did want to show you guys how to use the masking tool, just in case someone didn't know how to use it. So there we go. You've got our image. We're going to go into adjustments. So if you want to make it black and white, there is now a grayscale button. Just click that and it will do it. You can then drag these sliders either side and adjust the lightness or the darkness. I still like to back it to like 224 or 200 just to get a bit of contrast there. I'm going to use auto adjust though, once again. And there you go. Look at that. It's whacked it right in now. I might adjust that there. There you go. Yeah. Text example for this image. So Mr. James, good suggestion. I was going to put that on there and I'm glad I'm going to put it underneath. Actually, we'll put some above, we'll put some below. So there you go. We've got that. We need to invert it on Slate. It's a dark surface, so we need to invert it. That's the key thing. So click on the text tool, click there. We're going to put Hulk Hogan. I'm going to drag it down. If you drag it from the middle handle, it does it in its aspect ratio and it keeps it nice. So I'd recommend that. Then we are going to, so just to remind you guys, by the way, we're doing the next prize draw, which is the third gift card after this, okay? So we're going to engrave this and then we're going to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to update the text and hopefully it actually changes because, yeah, it is. And that is the text I'm using because that is a Hulk Hogan style text, okay? I like that. And then I'm just going to slide it down a bit. I'm going to grab that and do it like this, okay? I might make it a little bit smaller because we want it to actually fit the slate. And then what I'll do at the bottom is I will put that date, which is going to be, I've got to look where it was now. Where is the date? 1953 to 2025. I'm going to try and straighten that text back up. There you go. We can put that on the bottom. And what we'll do for the actual text is I will, for the text, I've got this one here, which is 60 power, 600 speed, 200 lines per centimeter. That should have done both of them. Is there a fit text to path feature? I don't think there is. I could be wrong. So, right, we're good there, guys. I'm now going to frame it. I'm happy with how it looks. We're using the so let me show you the settings again. Infrared light, 225 dot duration, 100 power, 350 DPI, and Jarvis bitmap mode, okay? Those are our settings. For the vector images or for the text, 60 power, 600 speed, 200. There we go. So now we're going to frame. I am going to do an outline frame for this. And I'm going to select light power 10. That will increase the brightness of that laser so we can see it. Because when you're on a black, dark object, it's quite hard to see the laser sometimes. There we go. I'm going to frame it. I'm going to switch over. And hopefully, you can get a good idea of this now. And I'm just assessing it. And as I look at it, and I'm going to show you guys. So this is why you should always frame. Look at the text on the bottom. It's overlapping. It's actually not going to be fitting right. The top looks good. The image looks good. However, the text at the bottom is not good. So I'm going to make it smaller. I'm going to drag it up. And you can make adjustments and manually edit it as it's framing it. I'm going to rotate this 90 degrees because I think the bottom of the slate there is probably a bit better for text. So I'm just going to update my image. You can't see me do it. Actually, I'll switch it. So I've just updated the coaster position, and now I'm going to update the picture, and you see it's nice and wonky. With slate, it's always really important to get it shaped and orientated the right way, because sometimes it's a little bit crumbled or it doesn't quite look right, and that's not what we want. So there you go. I'm going back over here now. You should see it. That looks perfect. We are going to move on. I'm going to set my extraction to work on here. Cool. I'm going to turn it back on. So like I said, after this engraving, guys, we are going to be doing a prize giveaway. So let's process it. 3 minutes and 12 seconds. I've clicked start. And off we go. I'm going to press the button on the side. So as you can see, it's kind of doing it. It's just doing it line to line, line by line, going down. Whilst it's doing this, I am going to look at the chat and see what you guys say. Will this video be on your page? Yeah, so this video is going to be saved and uploaded to the channel. So like I said, guys, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want to see this or all of my other videos. And we've got an xTool F2 group and an xTool F series group as well if you want to join that. We share all the settings. It's all good. Have you tried painting the slate first? So I haven't actually done that yet because, to be honest with you, I'm a bit too lazy to paint. But I've seen others and it looks brilliant. Yeah, Diamond State Precision. It's on the website, mate. www.l3daccessories.com. I'll just put it there. If you go to the digital download section, it's all there. Any tips for brass coins? With the F2, I haven't done a brass coin on it yet. You can do it, but it's very slow. If you're doing it on the F1 Ultra or the F2 Ultra, my tip is alignment, get it nice and perfectly aligned, and the depth map creation is the key thing, so you've got to get that right. So Emma Biggins, you can actually run the calibration, and it might be that the calibration is off. You can rerun the calibrations in the settings to actually see if it improves it. Ah, Neil, bye. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. What do you guys think of this coaster so far, anyway? How do you think it looks? So we typed out text but made a spelling error. We couldn't find a way to edit it. Let me show you how to do it. So I'll quickly show you whilst it's engraving. So I'm going to switch back to this. So we've got our text here on the screen, as you can see. You literally just double click it and you'll see there's a black line in the middle. Put the black line wherever you want it, and then you can just edit it. So that is how you do it. Or you can drag a box around it. That's how you edit that. Hopefully that's clear. I'll switch you back over now. So the UV laser, I tell you what, guys, I really want that UV laser. It looks so good, doesn't it? And I want to remind you guys, actually, when we're talking about buying lasers, if anyone does want to buy an xTool, there is an affiliate link in the description, and you would support the channel and support me if you went through that and you made your purchase. It doesn't cost you any extra, and there is actually a discount code in there that might get you money off. How do you adjust opacity of images, Chris? That's a good question. I'm not sure I know the answer to that. I'll have a look in a minute. So there you go. There is our there is our coaster. I'm going to bring it out. So we haven't put any kind of clear lack on this. We haven't prepped it, pre-treated it. This is literally just straight onto our coaster. And that looks brilliant. I mean, this is what I love about the F2, the F1 Ultra, even the F1. The xTool F1 is a brilliant laser as well. It's just how quick and easy you can make something like that. I mean, that was literally out of nowhere. So let me show you guys what we've done so far. These are our creations. We've done all of these so far in this live, but we are now moving over to our next prize giving. Woohoo, I almost knocked the camera over. Blimey, that was close. There we go. So yeah, the settings are on the video. Mark Plowman, it's difficult, is it? So I'm going to switch you guys back over to this screen now, and we're going to go back over to our prize giving screen. And how do I reset entries? If I go back to giveaways, how do I do this? Reset entries. And I am going to try and find a way. There we go. So the next one that you guys can say to win is going to be card free. Okay, you can see the text on the screen there. CARD free. Don't put it yet because I haven't started it yet. But I'm going to click done now. And then you can now enter, guys. If you put card free into the chat, I'm going to give this one until 8:55. So it's approximately 10 minutes, okay? 8:57. You guys have got 10 minutes to enter this. So card free, it's working as you can see there. We're going to choose a winner randomly again. Hopefully that is good for you guys. So let's move on and do our next item. So we're going to switch over back to our camera. And I know people mentioned rust, so we're going to do rust next. And I've got a confession to make. I have never done rust on the xTool F2. I've done it on the F1 Ultra. I've done it on the F1, but I have never done it on the F2. So that is our next one, okay? And it's going to be an interesting one to do because it's a little bit bigger. So we're going to have to approach this slightly differently. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the jig out for this one, and I'm going to use the cutting plate, because what you will see is we're going to be drawing a shape around this item, but we're not going to get it perfect. And it could mark up the, it could potentially mark our surface, and I don't want to do that. So one thing to note is obviously our laser needs to be focused. So I'm going to manually focus it again, as I said. I'm going to get it centrally underneath it, and I think that's fairly straight. So I'm going to show you how to do rust removal, okay? This is something that a lot of people don't even think about doing, but it's got so much potential, to be honest with you. Because if you think about it, I'm just checking the percentage of this camera, by the way, just to make sure it doesn't die. If you think about it, there's lots of ways to make money with a laser. And most of it's creating really nice items and doing that. But one option is marking people's tools, or it's actually, you know, or actually doing something like rust removal. These are all viable ways to actually make some money. And I don't sell those kind of services, but I see the value in them. So what we're going to do first, we're going to do it like this, actually. I'm going to do this end first. And hopefully we can all see that. I'm going to update the image now. So you'll see me update the image. So the good thing is you guys are going to see firsthand here how I approach something that I have no idea what the settings are for, okay? So what I will say, guys, is the codes, if you spend over a certain amount, that's when the actual, like if you spend over £1,399, L3D 140 will work. Over £3,399, L3D 360 will work. If you look in the description, it's got the breakdown of it. Maybe that's where it's going wrong there. So anyway, let me get this ready. So what we're going to do here, guys, is we are going to draw a vector pen path around our item. Because what we could do, and to be honest with you, what I normally do is you could just draw a box like that and engrave it like that. And the laser is going to travel up and down all the way across it, but it's going to take a long time. We want to be efficient and we want to do this well, okay? So what I'm going to do is, if you go into this vector properties over here, you will see the vector pen tool, okay? Select that, and then all you do is you're just doing lots of little lines, and you're clicking left mouse button, putting another line. I mean, it's pretty simple, to be fair. And you're drawing a nice fence. Look at it as a fence, okay? We're drawing a fence around our item that is going to tell the laser where it can travel. And in this case, I am just going to do lots of little lines around it to try and take up the shape. And the reason I'm doing this is to keep it efficient and speed it up. I don't want to waste areas and engrave areas that aren't worth it. Once you've then joined the last dot, right click, click done. And then what we want to do is click engrave. That's what we want to do, okay? We want to click engrave, and then it shows us where that is going to go. The next thing we want to do before we even think about settings is we want to frame this. And when we frame it, we want to use an outline frame because we need to see this is exactly in the right place. I'm going to click that frame button there, and I'm going to switch you over again, and we can have a look closely to see. I mean, I can take the camera off here. Hang on. So I'm going freestyle with the camera, guys. Here we go. So hopefully you can see our framing box is hitting the edge of the actual item there, look. So even though it looked like I drew around the outside of it, I haven't. So we need to make sure, and there, look. So I need to move it all up a little bit. And this is, once again, the value in manually framing. Even if you've got jigs, always frame. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to update this. I'm going to move it up a little bit. And I think, to be honest with you, we're good. Yeah, that's good now. What I will say, by the way, when you're doing rust removal, it is a messy business, all right? So I actually like to wear a respirator when I do it because it does choke you out a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Safety first. So I'll put my extraction on. So what we're going to do next is we are going to come up with some settings. So we're definitely going to use the infrared laser. And I'm back on the screen. We're going to use the infrared laser. We are then going to be doing power. So what we want to do is we want low power, high speed. We want to be passing it, but not marking it. This is key. We want to vaporize, but not engrave. So I'm not going to use smart mode for this. I'm going to actually just stick with 40% power, and I'm going to try 2000 speed, okay? I've used something similar on the F1, and it worked. So we'll go with that. But what I will do is a crosshatch. So anyone who's not sure, if you've never clicked on advanced settings before, if you click on that there, you've got the option to change the angle of the engraving. At the moment, it'll go 0, so it'll go like that. If I set that to 45 degrees, it's going to engrave like that and then like that. We will actually do that because that could look quite... Actually, no, we won't. We'll stick with 0 for now. And we're going to do a crosshatch, okay? That means it's going to go down, across, and then down. Okay, so let's move on to the next one, which is process. So we framed it. We're happy with that. We are now going to click process. We're going to remove this rust. And then after it's done, I'm going to announce the next prize winner, okay? So I'm going to click start. We're going to switch over. And hopefully you guys are going to get a good idea now. And I'm going to put the extraction on full of rust removal and how it works. And I'm going to try and get this camera as close as I can. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. So you should see it's going to do 2 passes. It's going to do a horizontal pass, and then it's going to do a vertical pass. And it's creating a lot of dust. Hence why I said about the respirator, which I have now got on my mouth. So this is the first time we've done this, so we haven't refined our settings down, but even that is doing quite a good job. So I'm fairly happy with that, but what we're going to do, and I'm going to switch it back over here now. I'll turn the extraction off. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to go back into it. I'm going to set a 45-degree engraving angle. I'm going to put the power up to 60. Actually, no, I'm going to put the power to 75% power, and I'm going to put the speed down to 1,700. And that should give us what we need, okay? So here we go. Going to go back over. I'm going to click start. And let's do it. So you can see now it is engraving at a 45-degree angle, and it's doing a much better job. And yeah, that's amazing. I'm happy with that. So a steel brush would probably do it faster, but let me tell you this, mate. Is it as fun? Definitely not. So, I mean, it goes without saying, sandblasting would be the best way to do it. However, that's really good. We've gone from that to that really quickly, really easily. And yeah, I'm happy with that. That's here's one I've done earlier. So there you go. I'm not going to do the other side because I think we're going to end the competition now, the next one, and then we'll move on to something else. So let me come back over and you can see my face again. So let us move over to this. So here we go. We have 72 entries. So I'm going to end the competition now, guys. And what I will say before I end it is there is a delay with the chat. So you're probably going to see who wins before you hear me say who wins it. But if you do win it, please speak up as quickly as you can and let me know in the comments and just say hello or whatever, and then I can give you that win then. So this is for the third £100 gift voucher. So let's go. In 3, 2, 1. Choose the winner. So Ruben Marcus, are you there, Ruben? Are you in the room with us? And I'm going to have a drink whilst I wait. I'm going to patiently wait this time. I'm not going to push anything. I'm not going to preempt anything. We're just going to see what happens. So still waiting to hear from Ruben. Ah, Ruben, hello. Congratulations, mate. So like I said, if you look, it puts your little chat there. That's brilliant. So if you could please send me an email, look in the description at the end of the live or whenever you go. And if you could please, obviously, send me an email with your details. We will get that sent out to you. This is working well, guys. As you can see, I'm buzzing because I have been worried about this prize draw all week because I've never used it before. But damn, it's good. Okay, let's move on. So we are now going to go back to xTool Studio, and just the main prize is the next prize, okay? And it is going to be, the draw will start in approximately 20 minutes time for that, okay? So just to give you guys a heads up to manage your expectations, 20 minutes time, I'm going to start the draw for that. So stick around for it. Let's move on. I'm going to switch back to the camera and we are going to choose our next item, okay? So we've done slate, we've done wood, we've done de-rusting and metal business cards. Let me know in the chat what you want to do next and we will do it. One thing I have got, which I was going to do, is engraving onto a can. I thought it might be cool to engrave some cool images onto it. Let me know in the comments now what you want to do next, guys, okay? And I'll try and go with the general consensus. I don't have any glass, unfortunately. So I'm going to keep an eye on these. And if you have any other questions, guys, about xTool, about me, about the software, about materials, just ask away. I'm going to do my best to get you the answers, okay? And yeah, congratulations, by the way, Ruben. Well won, my friend. Tagging color, color engraving on key fob. Have you any glass, Chris? Unfortunately, I don't have any glass. Yeah, I was testing glass during the week, and I've got glass settings, but I haven't got it. The weed container, is that what that thing is? Yeah, I didn't realize that. I just thought it was for like keeping small little, like, I don't know, small parts. So a lot of people are saying leather. Obviously, don't put more than once, please, guys. Just if you are, I haven't seen if anyone is doing that. A few people are saying leather, so let's try leather because leather is quite a hard one. I think what we'll do then, guys, we'll do leather and then we'll do the can after it. So looking at this, I am going to do, what have we got? We've got 3 different parts. We'll do the red one first. And I will use the, actually, I'll tell you what I'll do for this. I actually have a specific jig for this one, and it's good because these key rings, this little bit here, it's a bit thicker, so it's sometimes quite hard to get them to sit flat. So it's not a shameless plug, I promise you. I'm just doing this to make my life easy with another one of my jigs, basically. And we'll put 2 colors in there because you can get a good idea then of how they both react to the same kind of settings. Leather's a challenging one. If you're doing a picture on leather, it's really hard. And to be honest with you, on the F2, I haven't really tried to practice very much. But getting an image on leather is hard. Vector images, okay. But yeah, it's not always simple. Right. Well, I'm glad. RF, thank you very much for that compliment. Oh yeah, how to change opacity of images. Let's quickly put an image in and let's have a go, because I don't know the answer. But I love learning, so I'm going to try and learn something with you right now. I've just clicked the cloud save button. I don't want to save anything to the cloud. Right, so we have to do it with Mr. Bean. Let's get Mr. Bean in there. So how to change the opacity of images. I'm guessing in edit and adjustment, is there an opacity button? There is not. Okay. Interesting. So how would we go about doing that? So it's not there. So I'm not, unless anyone in the chat knows how to make it more opaque. I personally don't know how to do it. So there you go. I'm not sure is the answer. So you might not be able to do it. You might actually have to, yeah, I think, oh, hello, Martin. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. I think what you need to do, okay, let me show you the way I would do this then, okay? So we're going to freestyle this because someone asked a question. It's a legitimate one. So let's go into, I'm going to use Canva. So I like to use Canva. It is a paid for thing. You can see my ugly face all over it. Let's upload that picture of Mr. Bean. What I would probably do then is I would put it into something like Canva or a photo editor, adjust it in here, and probably change, if it is on here somewhere. And now there'll be somewhere to make it opaque. I would probably edit it first, then I would save it, then I would pull it into xTool. That is what I would do, guys, all right? So unfortunately, I can't show you that, but we can do it. All right, guys, so let's move on. What are we going to put onto this then? Let me know in the chat if you want me to try and put an image on it or if you want me to put a vector engraving. I would prefer a vector because it's easy, but I am happy to try an image and see how it goes, okay? So I'll wait for your answers and we'll see what happens. I'm going to have a drink because my mouth is getting dry. I just realized that whole time I was talking to you, showing you websites, and you were actually on the wrong screen, I think. Oh, no, it's okay, I think. There we go. We're good now. Image. Did you create the jigs? Hands, yes. So my actual day job is mechanical design engineer, so I do a lot of CAD design. And that is one of the things I started doing when I first started laser engraving, making jigs. You can see me. Hey. Quiana L. Jones, if you could choose just one, would you choose F1 Ultra or F2? That is a controversial question because they are both great in their own way. I think most people would say the F1 Ultra. Honestly, I love the size and the footprint of the F2. I love the compactness. I love the usefulness of it. The F2 is my favorite, but I would probably choose the F1 Ultra just because I could do deep embossing with metal, and that is a beneficial thing. All right, so we're going to do an image. Okay. Can you mask an imported SVG file? I don't know how to do that, Aussie, myself, to be honest with you. Okay, I'm going to get an image then. So here we go. Let's get an image, and we're going to go for, and I don't know how the image is going to come out, by the way. So we're going to go for, who can we go for? Let's go for Arnold Schwarzenegger, black and white. We're going to get an Arnold Schwarzenegger picture. I'm going to try and find a high definition one. There's a good one. A bit of eye candy for everyone as well. We're going to put this onto a leather key ring and see how it comes out. I'm going to try and remove the background of it. Let's go back into Adobe Express. And we're going to remove the background, save the file. There we go. And then I'm going to go into this. We're going to import the file. And then there you go. We've got our man, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I love Arnold Schwarzenegger, by the way. Absolute legend. And someone earlier mentioned about cropping images. We will crop this one. So click on edit, crop images there. And I like to crop them as close to the image as I can get it, because ultimately, when you frame, you need it to represent the outline as close as possible. And I agree, Retro City, F1 is always going to be my darling. I'm always going to love that. 3D Scanner Man, hello mate, how you doing? Right, here we go. So, so someone asked actually, are the majority of these settings universal across F2, F1 Ultra, and F1? They are not universal. The F1 and the F2 you could probably get away with. F1 Ultra, whole different ballgame. They won't work on it, unfortunately. So we are actually just going to find a material here. We're going to go into the material library. We're going to go into leather, and I am going to go for deep brown PU leather. Someone once picked me up in one of my videos. So PU is not a leather, and I call it PU leather, but apparently that's not technically correct. So that's always in my head now when I say that. So here we go. The options are blue light or IR reference. I'm going to go with blue light, and we're going to see what happens, okay? And we are going to stick with the default settings for this. I'm going to see what happens. I am going to go into edit image. I am going to up the sharpness to 20. And I think that's good enough. And I will create a circular mass. Yeah, good shout there. We'll do that. Good shout. So we're going to create a circle. We're going to draw it approximately over the top of it so that it fills him, gets as much of him in it. We want to get his forearms in there. They're looking good, but we also, there you go. So we're going to move that just there like that. Select, create mask, done. And you are right. At least now we can drag that so it fills it out. As best we can. There you go. We're going to go for it. You know, I don't think you need to invert images on leather key rings. Yeah, it's weird. Leather's a funny one. I could be wrong now, and if I'm wrong, I love the fact you guys are going to learn as I'm doing it. But if I remember right, you don't invert images on leather. It's a funny one. It's a grey area. So let's switch over to the camera. We're going to frame it and see how it looks. So outline. And someone said about leather being a really smelly material. It really is a smelly material. So as you can see, look, that's looking good. We're going to be using the blue light for this one, so I will be closing the lid. Hopefully you can still see it well in there. I'm going to put my extraction on because leather, especially PU, it does absolutely stink. And there you go. We're going to give this a go and see how we get. We can do it on the red and the blue. Okay, so I'm going to click process. I know you guys are all watching it now, so that's great. This could be, and this is my pre-warning, this could be a disaster, okay? This is uncharted territory. I haven't done testing on these yet, but I love it. Let's see it. So here we go in 3, 2, 1, off we go. Oh, I can already tell we got good. We're good here, guys. This is going to look brilliant. Ish. Brilliant-ish. We might do a second pass just to clean it up a little bit. So this, as I said, guys, is using the default xTool Studio settings. Yeah, Retro City, F1 and F2 have the same cutout, so you can use the same jigs for them, mate. Hand strapped. Fusion 360s, all right. So I use SolidWorks and Autodesk Inventor, but I do like Fusion 360. So this is looking okay, by the way. I'm going to do a second pass, and we're going to see, because it is looking a bit bobbly. But what I will say is we didn't have to invert the image. It's looking good before inversion. Is there a material test? Yeah, so DaVinci, to be honest with you, if I was doing this in slow time, not on a live camera, I would 100% do a load of testing on these with images. You know, we're going live, so I just thought, why not? I'll let you guys see the This is the process I go through, though. Trial and error. It is the process. It's the way to do it. So anyone who has a laser, if you're not very confident, let me tell you, just do it. Just try it. See what happens. learn from it, get better next time, and just keep on doing that over and over again. So I'm going to do a second pass. If you didn't know, by the way, if you double tap that side button, it does the second pass automatically. So this could kill the image, by the way. It looks like it kind of is. He's now very shadowed. But I think it's going to be all right, to be honest with you. Is there a way to block out areas in the xTool software to prevent engraving? You're going to have to give me a little bit more, go a little bit deeper with that question, mate. I don't quite understand what it is you're asking, unfortunately. Yeah, I think it would look brilliant on that brown leather. Caroline, honestly, I've done images with the F1. I managed to do some really amazing images on these key rings. And it's why I wanted to try it now, because it's so possible. I mean, this is looking good. I mean, it's looking a bit dark. Maybe I should have done the auto adjust. That might have been the way forward there. Yeah, the double click on the button doesn't, whatever your last job is, if you double click the button on the side of the machine, or if you've got the push button or the touchpad, it will redo your last job. So it stops you having to reprocess it every time. That's a great tip there, isn't it? How many people have we got at the moment? 87 people watching, by the way. Thank you very much, guys. And I'm going to put a plug for my channel now. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. I'm hoping to get 20,000 subscribers by the new year. That's my goal. It's a bit of a big one, but you never know. Okay, let's take a look at this. What we're going to do, we're going to run a bit of an experiment. So that does look all right, actually. It looks okay. What we're going to do now, we're going to put the brown one in there. And we are going to try and do the same image, but this one I'm going to do something slightly different. And I'm going to bring you back over so you can see. Okay, so there's our image. What I will do next. Oh yeah, if you haven't tapped the like button, guys, please tap it. I didn't even realize there was the like button to tap. So, right, so we're going to update the image now, and you can see the brown one. What we're going to do for this is we're going to go to Edit, Adjust, and I'm going to try the Auto Adjust. I'm going to put everything back down to standard. Oh, thank you for the subscribed films by Vanesh. And Dawn, thank you very much. We're going to Auto Adjust it. Oh, look at it. It's made it much lighter. That might be our saving grace there. And if you remember, we did it, and to be honest, it was a bit light the first time. So I am actually going to up the dot duration. So anyone who doesn't know about dot duration, vector images and actual images, they engrave in very different ways, okay? An image like this is lots of little dots, lots of little dots all next to each other, the laser is making as it goes. A vector image, it's more doing like a consistent beam, constantly doing it, okay? So what I want to say to you guys is, with dot duration, it works different to speed. With speed, if you make it lower, it goes slower. If you make it higher, it goes faster. With dot duration, if you increase the dot duration, it slows the speed because you're specifying how long each dot is being engraved. That's what that is, okay? So I'm going to up it to 120, just so it's slower. Each dot's got a little bit more engraving time, and I might up the power to 75. This is trial and error, like I said. We're happy with that. I'm going to quickly frame it just to make sure we're good. We're good once again. I'm going to close the lid. We're not going to mess around. We are going to get straight onto this. Could you add a circle, then compound path it? Possibly. You could possibly do that. Right, here we go, guys. In 3, 2, 1, let's see if this actually works. Come on, you beauty. Let me see what you got, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, I already think this is going to come out quite nice. We'll compare both at the end as well. So, yeah, this is looking better already. We've kind of nailed it a bit there. So if you were doing this for a business and you wanted to actually sell these, you would spend a lot of time just doing one, tweaking the settings, doing another one. But ultimately, that's how you get your settings, and that's how you end up with your nice settings that you do on things. Yeah, this definitely doesn't need a second one. So you see how I kind of freestyled it a bit there. If you're not experienced yet, what I will implore to you is keep going, keep trying stuff, because I promise you it will come naturally to you soon enough, where you'll just have done stuff enough that you know adjusting one thing will make it better. And I promise you, just keep practicing, keep having a go. Oh, I get what you're saying, diamond state precision. It's like you're on about like cutting the text out of the active vector. There is a way to do that. I'm sure of it. So here we go. Let's have a look. Oh, this looks much better. So zoom out. Let me get the light on this. So we could still get that much better though, to be honest with you, but we've already improved it though. We've gone from that to that, but we could definitely make that better again. So there you go. There is our lever. So what time are we on? Because I said about the prize draw. Let me just put my jig back in, because we are moving on to the can next. I love the can. I'm going to bring this camera back over to me. Yeah, diamond state precision. I totally take note of that. Hi, Chris. For QR code generator, do you have to use score? I tried to engrave and it would not read the QR code. That's a good. Let me show you that quickly, because I've got a nice little tip here for you. So anyone who knows xTool is, you know that you can actually make QR codes. So let me quickly find one if I can remember where it is. I can't actually. Code generation, QR code. I'm just going to put like www.google.com. So when you generate a QR code, it does give you an image, and you'll see you've got dot duration, power. Let me just turn this fan off. There we go. Dot duration, power. It's hard to know what it is, okay? So what I recommend you do, and this is what I do with all QR codes. I don't know why I said it like that. All QR codes, click edit, and over here you will see trace. Click on trace, and it's such a simple shape. You can trace around it. Click save. Drag your traced image off to the side, delete the original one, and then set it to engrave. And what you have now is you have a vector QR code that you can adjust power and speed in, and it's much easier to engrave onto things. That's a nice little tip for you guys, and I hope you are good for that. What's Nightbot doing? Is it warning people? By the way, I don't know what Nightbot is doing there. So there you go. There's a tip. Right. So what time are we on? We're on 1:15. I'm pretty sure I said I was going to kick off that final prize. The RA free, everyone. Hang on. Full screen. RA free. For any of you guys who want to see the RA free, let me just get it out. So this, oh, there goes my phone. Blimey. So yeah, that's what happens when you don't pay attention, guys. Let me just put that there. All right, okay. So you probably caught that. That's a you being frame moment. So here is an RA3. This is the rotary tool, okay? And this is the new xTool one. And this is the one that we're gonna be giving away. And what I love about it is it's all quick release. Everything about it can just be taken out, put in really quickly, and really, really good. So now we're going to be offering the chance to win this. I'm going to put it down there and try not to knock anything else down. We're going to switch back away from the full screen so you don't have to look at my face much longer. And there you go. So I'm going to go back onto the screen now where we're doing the prize giveaway. I'm going to reset entry. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to click that right there. We're going to go to keywords. We're going to go to next. And for this one, can you guess what the word's going to be? RA3. So RA3 is the next one. I haven't selected it yet, so don't put it into the chat. Here we go. All right, I'm going to click done. And when I do click done, put it in, guys, because this is it. This is the big one. So 3, 2, 1, done. So RA3 will enter you in for it. We are going to leave this. So RF 1987, it hasn't registered you yet. So I'm going to leave it on. Just, there you go. Cool. It's registering people now. So you're good to go, guys. Enter away. We've got 89 people here. So hopefully 89 people enter it. What we're going to do, we're going to move on to our can of Pepsi whilst it's doing that. I'm going to let this run for probably 20 to 30 minutes, guys, all right? So that is what we're going to be doing for this. And then this can is probably the last thing we're going to be doing. So we're going to make it entertaining. So let me show you what we're going to be doing. I like to do, one of my trademark things, I did a lot of TikTok lives, okay? And one of my trademark things was engraving cans. And we always end up with a themed can. It could be Formula One drivers, could be wrestlers, could be logos, anything. We're going to do the same with this, okay? We are going to do our best to engrave onto this images of cool things. So let's set it in there. And you're going to see the dots at the moment are way, way off. They're nowhere near focused. I'm going to try and actually position this on that line. So we're going to raise the laser up, and I'm using it. I'm doing the bit up on the side here. Sorry, I can't show you it properly. But you're going to see that dot is rejoining now. And what I will remind you guys, with this prize, guys, you need to be there when I announce it to win it, okay? So there you go. We are now focused. If I can get this camera actually looking straight on. We are focused onto that can. We are now going to start. I'm going to come and speak to you guys without knocking anything over. Right, I'm back over here. So how many people have entered, by the way, so far? We have got 67 entries. 67, guys. So if you want a chance to win it, you need to enter it, guys. That's what I'm saying. Doctor Who themed. Valve Creations. I love Valve Creations. A lot of you guys probably know who Valve Creations is, but if you don't, give that channel a subscription. He is the person, or that is the channel, because I know it's him and his wife, Ian Dorosh. That is the channel that taught me what I know when I got into lasers. So give Valve Creations a follow, guys. And let me now move over to xTool Studio. We're going to refresh the picture. There's our can. There's our wonky can. I'm going to try and straighten it up a little bit. Probably haven't done a very good job there. And I am going to update the picture. There we go. Right, so what's our theme, guys? Let's come up with a theme. And I'm not going to do Doctor Who because I know nothing about Doctor Who. I'm thinking logos work really well, or Formula One teams, or WWF wrestlers, WWE. Any of these, let me know. Let me know your suggestions, guys, and we will start putting them on the can. And like I said earlier, guys, if you're in the UK at the moment, there is a Boxing Day sale on. If you're looking to buy a laser, check out the description because I've got some exclusive discount code that will get it cheaper than what it is on the website. Hopefully they're actually working now. If they're not, send me a message. We'll get you on. And also anyone else from the US, Australia, Canada, there are also affiliate links in the description. So please feel free to go through that if you were going to buy something. It does support the channel. Right. People want Coca-Cola. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. We're going with Coca-Cola. And I'm going to take you through the full process, all right? So let's go on to Google. And we're going to go Coca-Cola logo. We're going to find one. And I am going to go with... I mean, I could go and get vector images, but to be honest with you, I like just doing it this way. That's probably a good one. We're going to save that image as a vector. I like to remove, I think the background was already removed, but I'm just going to double check it. There you go. We've removed the background. And just to let you know, guys, the competition for the RA3 rotary is going. Currently, there are 71 entries. Type RA3 into the chat. Subscribe, like the channel, all that jazz, please. And it's all good. So let's put in our first image. Our Coca-Cola logo. And we're not going to put it there, obviously. We're going to position this can in an optimum position. Let's do it in the blue bit there. Let's do it there. There we go. I'm just adjusting. You can probably see me going back to the thing. I'm going to update the image here. Oh, it's so wonky. Every time I look at it, I feel like I've got it straight, and then it is so wonky. There we go. I'm going to update it now. It's good enough. I'm going to... Why can't I update my Coca-Cola image? Oh, blimey, it's a full screen. I need to crop that down. Edit, crop. Let's do Spider-Man hanging on the web of Coca-Cola. Oh, that would look really cool. I like that. We might do that. We might do Spider-Man next. Brilliant idea. This machine definitely, I don't think this machine will cut through this material. It might, I don't think it. We're going to put Coca-Cola. I don't think we can do Spider-Man. He's not going to fit, is he? There you go. We're going to go with that. I'm going to select. So what I do for these cans, what I tend to do with just normal images is I will use my normal settings for pictures. So if I go in and find my black anodized, there we go. So I normally use these settings here, okay? Funny to put Coca-Cola on a Pepsi, 90 tone grid. Oh, I can't claim credit for it, mate. Someone else's idea. So here we go. We've got our first one. We're going to frame it. I'm going to switch over. I'm going to select it to outline. And at this point, we will see how it looks. And it's going to be quite hard to get this camera in there and show you this. I will do my best. What's the best way for me to do this? Maybe if I actually close the lid, I can do it a bit higher and zoom in for you guys. Logistics here, guys. I haven't thought this one out, have I? So here we go. We're good. I'm going to put the extraction on. I'm going to send this through. Someone said you've got to put it in the red bit. You're right. To be fair, Velf, I think, or Ian, I don't know why I called you Velf. I think you're right there, mate. Let me just move it out. It has to be, doesn't it? It has to be. Come on. Live framing. There we go. And you can see that quite nicely. We'll go with that. All right, here we go. Process. Start. In 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Let's see how it comes out. I can't see anything. Where is it? Hold on a minute. I'm not convinced that worked. Give me a second, guys. I am just about to update this. Something went awry then. Let's try again. Right, 3, 2, 1, off we go. It's probably, I know what it is. Because it's red, it's just not working, is it? Oh, my Lord. Well, this is it, though. This is freestyling going wrong. I am going to... tell you what, I've got a plan B. Hold on. I've got a plan B. Honestly, it's it doesn't normally not do something, so I'm quite surprised by it. Let me try one more time. Oh shoot. I know what's going on, guys. I haven't updated the image. What a schoolboy. What a schoolboy. So you remember I said about making mistakes? Well, you just watched me do a valuable one. I've been placing it. This is why I say manually frame, okay? I didn't update the image after I moved it. So watch, I'm going to update the image. I'm engraving in that area there. Yeah, well done, guys. We all learned a lesson there. So I can at least know this. I was wondering what was going on then. Honestly, I've never seen it do that before. You see what I'm saying? It normally works, I promise. Right, let's do this. Let's do this. 12 seconds. It's going to work this time, I'm certain. 3, 2, 1. There we go. It's probably going to be a bit wonky. Oh my God, I haven't got it straight, guys. It's good enough though. So there you go. We've got Coca-Cola on there. We got there in the end. Right, we're going to put an image on this next. We're going to do a picture next. So let me know in the chat what picture you guys would like to see, and we will put it on there. What were you setting? So for that one, what I did is I actually did a trace around it and turned it into a vector image. But what I would use next time I do it is, if I show you, these settings will work. So 82, 95, 495, they will work, okay? All right, someone mentioned Spider-Man dangling down. I like that. I like the idea of that. So Spider-Man hanging. And let's go for a decent one. Oh, Coca-Cola holiday. Oh, okay, yeah. We're turning this into a Coca-Cola theme, aren't we? Coca-Cola polar bear. Right, let's do that then. So I'm going to try, and this picture here, we're going to try and engrave that on there, okay? That was IR, sorry. Coke Bears. That's a bit of a bad name. They're called the Coke Bears. You could definitely misinterpret that name. Obviously, they like Coke and they're bears. Coca-Cola, that is. Oh, sorry, guys. Thank you for the reminder there. Thank you for the reminder on the screen. I appreciate those because sometimes it is very easy to forget because I don't have the screen in front of me. You should see it switch over in a second. And I am now going to import the Coke Bears. So I did just do that. I've taken the background off, as you guys have seen me do a couple of times. Here are the Coke Bears, as they like to be referred. And we're going to put them, maybe we'll put them at the bottom of the can. No, we won't put them there. We'll put them up there. So I'm just going to quickly position this. Right, so update that. So what we need to do, because we're doing a can, we definitely need to invert it, okay? So adjust, invert, or we're going to do an auto adjust, and we're going to invert it. It automatically inverted it for us. There you go. And I'm going to up the sharpness. There you go, guys. Let's frame it and let's see what happens. So that's looking like it's pretty good, to be fair. So I'm going to do this next one. Yeah, I'm sorry those codes aren't working, guys. I really don't know what's going on with them. So switching over now. In 3, 2, 1, we'll do it. So Frank, unfortunately, I won't be able to do the curve processing, but Abby's at Egg Creations did a video on it recently. So I definitely recommend checking out her channel if you want to see that done in person. So you guys, it's coming out really nice. I'll share the settings with you again in a minute, just so you've got them. Yo, Valve, were you happy with Lando Norris winning the Formula One? Who were you cheering for? I was just happy that Max Verstappen didn't win, to be honest with you. So there we go. There's our next one. That's not bad, considering the quality of the image we put in there. Pretty good. Let's do a big one in there. So our next one is going to be on the big part of the can. So who should we put on there next, guys? I'm going back to the screen, taking that off. So hands, I have never had one of these blow on me, mate. And I've done it on the F1 Ultra, the F2. And they've never had any issues. So the settings for that, actually, before I get it. So we used infrared light, 82 dot duration, 95 power, 495 DPI. We're going to do an actual picture of someone next because I want to show you how good these things look. So what can we do? I want an actual person. Let's do We've got a couple of Deadpools, so let's do Deadpool. I'm happy with that. And we'll go for a full body Deadpool. There you go. So there we go. There's our image. I'm going to remove our background again. You see a common denominator here now. Every time I do these kind of things, I like to personally remove the backgrounds. Download. We're going to move it back into xTool Studio. Update the picture. Import Deadpool. Scale him down. So there you go. We're going to whack him right there. He's going to take up the whole of that. We want to see how this looks. Actual person equals Deadpool. Oh, I don't know what I'm saying half the time, to be honest with you. Here we go. I'm going to auto adjust it. It has inverted it. You see how it's automatically inverting it because it recognizes the color of the material. I think that's what it is. And what I like to do sometimes is up the sharpness, even if it doesn't. But that's too bright. I won't do that. Right, here we go. So let's frame it again. I'm going to switch back over. We're going to frame it. And you can see this is going to take the full height of the can here, right over my sticky fingerprints. I'm going to click Process. And this one is going to take us approximately 28 seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Bit blurry. So this looks so much better in person than on the camera. Can't wait to show you this one. Let's have a look at this. So, just hold it there. There you go. There's Deadpool in a can. So we've put Coca-Cola. We've put the Coca-Cola Bears. We've done Deadpool. Looking good. So what I will say is I think we'll move on from there. And what we'll do is we'll do one more item. Let me know in the chat what you want to do, guys. We'll do one more item and then we're going to announce the winner of the RA3, okay? That is the plan. We're going to do a quick item. Thank you very much, Emma Biggins. I appreciate it. And as I said it a minute ago, anyone who's watching, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I would really, really appreciate it. Metal tag, tag with some color. We won't be able to do color because the color will take probably a bit too long. The flask, metal tags, wooden keychains. A couple of people have said metal tags. You know what? I could show you guys. I'm gonna put it to you guys, okay? Because I have been working on some stainless steel settings. Images on stainless steel. I was going to do a video showing you how to do it. If you want me to do it now, pick on stainless steel or just pick and I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. I promise. I think we're already going to do it, to be honest with you. Thank you for the sub, Taka. I do appreciate it. I'm not going to clean it. I should clean it with IPA first, but I'm not going to be honest with you. Let's get this laser focused. Right, so what I will say, okay, is these settings are a work in progress. I mean, I'll show you what, let me show you. Some of you would have seen this on the F2 group, but I'll show you again. If you want to know how much I test my materials, look how many pictures of my face are on that. So this was my first test right here. Working out the dot duration and the DPI. I then took the dot duration and DPI and then went into greater depth there. And then finally, I then tested the power and the passes. So between this, and this color wasn't done on this, so ignore that. Between this, that is kind of what I've been doing. So I'm hoping you'll get a good idea of how these can look. Keg. So Keg, I do have an old Leatherman. There you go, mate. And look what it's got on it. That's from my, I don't know if all of you guys know, but I spent 8 years in the British Army. And that is my Leatherman from my time in the British Army. Okay, so we're going to update this. We are going to import an image. And what I think I'll do an image of me, okay? Actually, no, should we just do, should I just do Mr. Bean? All right, I'll tell you what, write in the chat, you or Bean. And I'll do either me or Mr. Bean on a dog tag. The picture of me would be, I'm going through all my pictures here. I've got a picture of me somewhere. It would help if I was on the right screen again. Bean. I think people are going to say Bean, aren't they? So I'm just going to get him ready. Mr. Bean's making another appearance. I was in the Royal Engineers. So here we go, Mr. Bean. What I am going to do, though, is I am actually going to do a mask. I'm going to draw it approximately around there. Get it to actually fit in. I just feel like it'll look a bit better. So create mask. There you go. We're going to do them in like a circular motion. Similar looking. Yeah, not wrong. Right, there we go. We've got him set up. So I am going to select. I hope I saved the settings. Stainless steel. I hope I saved them. Stainless steel tumbler. If not, I'm going to go straight over here and get hold. So I haven't set up my material yet for this, but the beauty of having a material test thing is I can take the settings off of this that I like, and I am going to go with, right, here we go then. So what I will do as a base is I'm going to find stainless steel, 30 stainless steel military pendant. We'll select that. Then from that, I can put in what I think will work, and that is going to be 2,100 dot duration. So Gail, what I will say is the material library is great, but sometimes with things like photos, it is a bit hit and miss, to be honest with you. I think I'm going to go with 85 power. And I went with 750 DPI. These are the settings I'm going with here, guys. And someone's asked about the reflection. One thing I deliberately did with this self-centering jig, it's not actually centrally directly under the laser. It's deliberately set off backwards a bit. One, so that this can close down fully and you can engrave in it. But two, so that way when you're doing things like this, the laser's coming down at an angle and bouncing off. So it's not actually reflecting onto itself. That's the theory of it anyway. And it seems to, I haven't burnt my laser yet. Oh, Neil, you need to change over, mate. I actually quite like xTool Studio. Oh, not quite. I really like it. Okay, so there you go. We've got it. What we need to do, we're not inverting the image, but what I will do is auto adjustment because it seems to do a really good job. So that's it. We're just clicking that auto adjust button. Hang on. I haven't got it on me. Sorry. Let me switch it back on to me. So we're going to do this, and then we're going to announce the prize after this. I promise you guys. Thank you for your patience. I've clicked auto adjust. We've got our image. We've got our settings. Let's see how long it's going to take. If it's going to take too long, I'll make it a little bit smaller. 8 minutes and 58 seconds. What we will do is we will make it a little bit smaller then, and I will reduce the dot duration a bit and the DPI, 695, just to speed up this whole process. 4 minutes, that's better. So there you go, we've got it set. I'm going to go back over here. You guys can watch this again as it does it. Hopefully I can get a better camera angle. There we go. I'm going to put the extraction on and we are going to do it. Start, and 3, 2, 1, off we go. So these, I've done this on various, bearing in mind, these settings are a little bit different to the optimum ones I came up with. These have just been optimized to speed up for this live. We are reporting a lot of goodies back to xTool. What do you mean by that, Hans? You mean bugs? So this is going to take us approximately 4 more minutes, guys. Once it's done, we are going to do the RA3 prize draw, okay? It's not long now. I promise you it is not long. No, this is this is the xTool F2, which is it 5 watts infrared? I can't even remember off the top of my head. We haven't announced the competition yet, so don't worry about putting RA3. Oh, actually, we have. Sorry, I'm wrong. The competition is running, guys. Put RA3 in the chat. Thank you for the reminder, Da Vinci. I almost forgot to say that. So RA3 will get you, and I'll just quickly show you. RA3 will get you an entry into this so that you could potentially win the RA3. Who would have thought, eh? So have a go, enter 81 people. We've got approximately 104 watching. So it's worth a go, guys. How's this engraving looking? It's looking a little bit dark, but it's looking good. I think it's going to look absolutely fine. And also, guys, if you haven't subscribed and liked this live, please do it. That just helps me out personally, and I do really appreciate it. So what are you guys thinking of the engraving so far? And also, does anyone have any questions? Because after our final prize giving, I'll probably say goodnight to you guys and we'll be ending it. So your window to ask me questions is running lower and lower. Oh, Rich, thank you for subscribing, mate. I appreciate that. You are very welcome. And what I will say, guys, is if you want to become a member to the channel, I'm going to start releasing exclusive member stuff. Don't worry, though, I'm always going to release the good stuff to everyone. But if you do want to support the channel and be a member, feel free to join as a member. It's really appreciated. What made you want to do a YouTube channel if you have a full-time CAD gig? To be honest with you, it's been a bit of a weird journey. I started off, I designed like a thickness gauge for a Festool carpentry tool for someone local. I did it for free. I gave it to him. And he told me, oh, you should sell those on Etsy because people would want them. And I started selling them, and it did better and better. And I actually made a little bit of money doing it. And one day I wanted to put text onto the 3D printed parts. And 3D printing small text was really, really like hit and miss. So I decided to get a laser engraver, the xTool F1, may I add, to try and put text onto it. But then when I got my laser engraver, I didn't have any jigs. So I started designing jigs just to make my life easier. And before you know it, I started selling jigs. Then I started doing social media to try and at least advertise my jigs or get them out there. Then actually I realized I prefer just helping people and making content. So I started doing the content creation. And that's how I got where I am. It was never planned. It was never expected. It's just where I ended up. Would you recommend the xTool F1 for a beginner? 100%, mate. That was my first laser. I absolutely love it. And I would always recommend it. Do you have suggestions for fingerprints? So you want to get a nice dark fingerprint on a bit of paper, scan it in high resolution, put it into xTool, and then run the trace feature. Create a vector image out of it, and then you should be able to get a decent black engraving then. Oh, scope creep, 100%. 100%. At least you guys know a little bit more about me now. So this Mr. Bean's looking pretty good, except for under his eyes, where it was really light. It's kept it as stainless steel. So he's got like shiny parts under his eyes. I want to know how a Brit doesn't know Doctor Who and an American does. I do know Doctor Who, for the record. I just don't watch it. Yeah, so Wayne, the jigs will fit the F2 Ultra UV. So all of my F1 Ultra jigs will fit the F2 Ultra and the F2 Ultra UV. Benny Mano, I know. Let me just show you guys. I haven't shown you guys since we started, okay? So we're talking about 3D printing. I love 3D printing. There's my H2S. And I've actually just printed one of my riser stands there, look. I've got an A1 down there full of stuff. I've got an X1C and a P1S. I love it. But let me show you this anyway, and then we're going to announce the winner. We are almost there, guys. So one thing I will say, that's a little bit hot, so I am going to put it down a second. And what I recommend doing, I'm not going to do it now, is cleaning it with IPA and a cloth. But if I can get an actual good angle on this, quite hard to show you, but there you go. All angles, very clear. He looks evil, evil Mr. Bean. Oh, am I actually showing you guys it? I don't know if you can actually see it. I think you can. Ah, there you go. That's better. So the image needs a bit of a tweak where the eyes are, but overall, not bad. We can make that better. Considering that's just a rubbish picture off the internet, I'm happy with that. There we go. No, you don't need to empty the can of drink. So here I am. I'm back on the screen with you guys. I'm going to turn off the extraction so you can hear me in my full glory. Glad we found you today. I received the xTool for Christmas from my husband. Ah, Sarah, you're very welcome, and hope you learn off the channel. So here we go, guys. I'm not going to leave you waiting any longer. Let's move over to this beauty right here. We have 89 entries. It's your last chance. I'm going to give you 1 more minute to enter and put RA free into the chat and have a chance to win the RA free. And anyone else who has won a prize tonight, please make sure you email me, okay? The sooner I get my hands on F1 or F2, I will design templates and just upload them. That's fair enough, Handstrap, mate. You can. There are on MakerWorld. There are jigs and stuff available on there as well. You know, I do it. I put a lot of time and effort into it. So, and I got a family to feed, so it helps me. You know what I mean? So here we go, guys. We are on to 89 entries. So I am going to end it in 10 seconds. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see who wins. Choose a winner. 24 Cape Horn. Are you there? 24 Cape Horn. I'm waiting for you to respond. Let me know in the chat. And if you are, you have just won yourself an RA free. I'm sorry if you didn't win it, guys, but I hope you at least learned something from me to make this valuable for you today. 24 Cape Horn, congratulations, mate. Great to see you. So send me an email in the description. There is an email address. Send me that and you will win it. It will get sent to you by xTool on their behalf. Same with the vouchers. So guys, I am switching over now to, there you go, me on the camera. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching the live. I really, really appreciate it, guys. I hope you've learned something. I was nervous before I started because there's a lot to manage, but I hope it was at least beneficial to you guys. I've really enjoyed it myself. I'll be doing more of them in the future. And thank you so much for cooperating. Thank you for being really chatty in the chat and getting to know me and letting me get to know you. Absolutely brilliant, guys. So I hope you have a lovely evening, a lovely weekend. Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy New Year. Subscribe to the channel. Check out the affiliate links in the description if you want to buy a laser and support the channel. I would love you for doing it. Take care, guys, and have a lovely, lovely one. See you later. Thank you for watching.